Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, and as you can already tell from the title, this video is different. It is not a normal vlog, and I'm so happy that it's not. About a week ago, week and a half now, I decided to start a series called From Voyager to Voyager, A Cultural Connection. My goal for this series is to show more diverse faces on Semester at Sea. When I look up Semester at Sea, I didn't see a person of color. I didn't see someone that looked like me. I didn't see someone that I could connect to. And that made it a little bit harder. It made it scarier to come on the voyage for me. So, from Voyager to Voyager, I decided to go around the ship, and I asked different Voyagers to give me an open-ended question that I can ask other Voyagers. These open-ended questions, I chose 11 of them, and in these one-on-one interviews I will be having with some of my other shipmates, I will be asking all of them the exact same set of questions. Because they're open-ended questions, and because they are from different backgrounds, and they come from different places, speak different languages, they will have different answers. And I'm hoping that even if one person looks up Semester at Sea and they see someone that looks like them or comes from the same place as them, that could make a difference to making this program more diverse. Semester at Sea is working so hard to make the program more diverse, and I'm just hoping that I can be a little step in helping implement that. I know there are other YouTubers on the voyage hoping to do the same thing. Frankie, for example, who is my first interviewee, she's doing a series on her channel talking about people of color, their experiences, what they did, what they tried, and things that we weren't expecting in port. So she dives deep into that, and I'm so excited to be watching her series myself. But as I just said, Frankie was my very first person I interviewed, and she was more than excited to help me with this passion project. And I couldn't think of a better person to start off this series. I want to do as many interviews as I can on my channel. I want to get as many faces on the internet, as long as they are willing, of course, and get the word out that Semester at Sea is for people of color. Semester at Sea is for people who come from different, diverse backgrounds, and it is possible for people who may not have the financial stability as others on the voyage. So, without further ado, please enjoy my first episode of From Voyager to Voyager, A Cultural Connection with Frankie.
My name is Frankie Walls. I am a senior film photography and visual arts major at Ithaca College, and I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey.
Knowing that you're the only person on the ship with your experience, how do you find ways to fit in?
I'd say something that has been really hard for me actually is fitting in, especially coming from my specific lived experiences. Sometimes I feel like the odd one out, or sometimes I feel like maybe not everything I say people can relate to. So I've been finding a lot of the people I like to associate with and hang out with, and I fit in with during club meetings and like community gatherings where we all have like similar identities.
How have you contributed to the shipboard community?
I'm currently a student assistant, or like I just keep calling this Res Life, but I am a student assistant, which is kind of similar to being an RA, but it's more of a like community building job. So I have helped run the talent show, I helped create the suggestion box for Student Life, and I help with the presentations, the other night, Mike did a love language presentation and I made the slideshow for it. So I do a lot of community-based work for the presentations for the RDs, and then I myself am very involved in my own C's community just to like garner team spirit. I'm currently working on a logo for the Baltic Sea.
Have you been gravitating towards others who are similar to you, and have you been open and engaged in meeting new people?
I definitely say that I was gravitating towards a lot of women, and I was gravitating to a lot of women of color, but I don't think I was doing it in any purposeful, like, exclusionary way. It was more that when I first got on the ship, I kind of felt like other people didn't see me or didn't know who I was yet. So it was easier to kind of get along with and fit in with people who were similar to my identity. A lot has changed since then, and I feel like a lot more people know who I am, and a lot more people have like tried to reach out to me and talk to me. So I have been making friends from different identities and different places, but a lot of us still have the same values, and I think that's important when like creating important bonds, is that your values align with the people that you're with.
Awesome. How do you define an international student, and do you consider yourself an international student?
Specifically, for the purpose of semester at sea, I consider myself a student traveling internationally because this is a westernized American college still, where the professors are all mostly from America and the curriculum is based on the United States. So I don't consider myself an international student per se. I actually went to a boarding school with quote unquote international students. So I think international in the westernized way is just students who aren't from the United States, and I personally think they're just students from different backgrounds, but I think we're all students traveling internationally instead of being international students, but that's just my opinion.
Awesome. Do you have an outlet to express yourself on the ship? Do you feel seen, heard, etc.?
Yes, I do have an outlet, a way to express myself. I've been making YouTube videos of the voyage, and I've been documenting my experience because I am a film major and I love editing. I would say that's definitely been my number one outlet. I have been trying to read more and journal more and kind of do more things in the arts because that's usually what does calm me and make me feel accomplished. But I can say that consistently I have been editing videos, whether it be vlogs or mini videos between ports, and currently I'm trying to start a series as well talking about the experience of students of color on study abroad experiences. So a lot of things, a lot of things I'm interested in.
How have you reassessed or assessed the privileges you may have had before arriving to the ship?
I think definitely one of the biggest privileges I have is the fact that my mom was so willing and so amazing in helping me pay for this. I was given a lot of scholarships, and I am on a lot of scholarships with FAFSA, and my school isn't affiliated with, this is a non-affiliated program for my school, so I had to unenroll to apply to this. So I know that I'm lucky enough to have a family that's supporting me back home, and I think the privileges I truly assessed was like, I knew coming into this that I might have a more westernized mindset, but I'm really grateful that I was able to educate myself and learn a lot more about the cultures that we're visiting before we got there. And I would also say that just as much as like there can be issues with me being a black woman, a woman of color, and in certain countries, like I know that I'm still able-bodied and still able to operate in a way that I think is definitely privileged, especially what we see in a lot of these terrains are very uneven, and a lot of them are very hard for people with any type of disability to travel. So I am grateful for being able-bodied.
What is the difference of your experience at your home university versus the semester at sea community?
I definitely say that semester at sea is a lot less diverse than my college. sounds crazy because Ithaca College is a predominantly white institution, but I definitely felt more of a community with my fellow students of color, and I had other outlets to like meet them. Like it was like the students of color in the arts, the students of color in the communication school, Black Student Union, the International Students Club. Like there were so many different opportunities for different groups to interact, and I'm really grateful that Semester at Sea has a BSU here, and we have a BSU, a multiracial and a diversity, equity, inclusion club kind of combined. But I would definitely say, compared to my home institution, there are not as many opportunities as I would like for connection or understanding and community building.
How do you manage yourself in a way that's respectable in other countries, and what do you do to listen and learn more in said countries?
I'm definitely a traveler that likes to be undetected. When traveling to different countries, my roommate and I love to like not be seen as the overzealous Americans. So that's something that we pride ourselves in when it comes to traveling, is just not drawing attention to ourselves and trying to go into the space as respectfully and quietly as possible. My roommate and I do research on the places we're going first, and we usually spend the first day exploring, and then we'll go to something that has a cultural context or a historical context. I love going to museums, and I've been trying to go to a museum in every single port, so I have been trying to learn more about each country's origins and just what's important to them.
What was the biggest culture shock when you got on the boat?
The biggest culture shock at Semester at Sea is, I would say, the lack of diversity. And it's something that I've already talked to the deans about, and just like, it's not just in the students, but it's also in the faculty, and it's something that obviously you can only work on year by year because the faculty does shift every semester, but I did not feel seen or heard or comfortable in the beginning, and I think now we're kind of at the point where people are learning. Like even today, when a professor had made maybe not the best comments a couple of classes ago, he stood up on stage this morning and apologized for them. So I know that at least when I'm talking about things, I'm being heard, because we all come from different perspectives and different lived lives, and I'd say that there are some people who may not know what they're doing is offensive or how it could be perceived by others until it's already happened.
What has been the most positive thing about Semester at Sea?
I love all my friends. I love the people I've met here, and it makes me so happy to be able to see them every day and be able to meet these people. I never expected that, honestly. I never expected to meet so many people that like would mean so much to me in a short amount of time. And it was really funny. I even made a joke with my little brother that I don't really hang out with kids younger than me. And then Lauren just became my little sister in a couple days. And I truly appreciate all the friends and connections that I've made here, and I know that they will last way after the program.
Last question. What is one thing you wish you would have heard before embarking on this voyage?
One thing I wish I could have heard. I think something that Sean Chrysler, the executive dean, said was, he said, "I'm here to disrupt." And I didn't really understand what he said in the moment, but I knew I liked it. And just after hearing him say that and really just internalizing it, just kind of knowing that I'm coming into these spaces and I'm not here to be a silent observer. I'm here to stand out and be the best version of myself. And thanks to Sean, I've been thinking about that a lot more.
Thank you so much.